Are you ready for this? Hello. Apologize for my pajamas, but just want to do a quick intro on the stand-up that I performed last night at open mic night. I had never done it before. It was my first time. I've been thinking about it for at least 5 years. I remember the exact weekend that I decided to do stand-up. I was like going back to San Diego during college, and it was like a summer break or something. Oh, it was like I was 22 or almost 22. So it's been 7 years that since its original like seed was planted, and I wanted to do stand up. So I did 5 minutes yesterday. There is an amazing night, open mic night, that just seemed like it was perfectly tailored to me because it's at this cafe venue nearby that I used to work at actually. So I know the owners well. I know the whole lay of the land. It has some of the coolest events, like the biggest variety I've ever seen in my neighborhood. Probably the whole area, but it's like 10 minutes away. And it was also a female women folk related night, so I believe men could perform, but men aren't going to perform. And I think they like get bumped to the bottom, and they go up if there's time. Um, so I went in. A couple of my friends decided to show up. I didn't know if I was going to tell anyone, but it was really nice to have them because they recorded this for me. And I met a couple people who run it, and I met other performers, and we just like instantly clicked. It was so fun. Um, Most of the reason I'm doing this is to meet cool people. I just admire stand-up comedians more than any other, artists, pretty much in the performing field, and it's really interesting because I didn't think I was going to do it until like 2 days ago. It was just an inkling. And then, because work has been pretty chill this week, like the stars aligned, and I was just like jamming on it at work. And then I just practiced it a couple times the day of at work, and like went through it once with one of my coworkers who has done stand up before, and it's just hilarious as a person, and went up there and forgot some lines. I have no idea how I executed it. So actually, I haven't watched my own performance yet. I'm a little scared to do that actually, but it was actually a lot easier than I was building it up to be, and that a lot of people think it is. I think you're just ready and it's done. So without further ado, here is 5 minutes of my set at Open.
And for God, that was me. My name is Bing Bing, actually, and thank you for holding your applause till the end. It's not a beautiful name, so please don't try to convince me. It's a search engine. Twice. But I went on a first date recently where he kept trying to say that was a beautiful name, but he also couldn't stop laughing. So he just kept saying my name and laughing. It went on for minutes. And then a couple days later, he said it in bed. And I kicked him out. That was I kicked him out. Because, like, Bing Bing means ice in Chinese. And I guess it can be cute. Like, I could see it being like a bunny or a one-eyed stripper. But it's not a beautiful name. And no one really tells me that, so. And I grew up in Ohio, so it was just a lot of white Christians and one black guy who everyone thought I needed to date. And we tried, but he was gay, but we tried really hard. There's not a lot of options. But I never really got bullied. It didn't let them get to me. trick is you just brush it off, like sticks and stones, bitch. Like they would try, like bing, bing bong, the witch is dead, and I was just such an old soul, and I would just be like, you're making a fool out of yourself. Go to your room. Want to use a nap, and I'd go back to my knitting. And I learned how to knit when I was really young from my grandma. And it's like, if you don't want your kid to be fucked up, don't name them Bing Bing. It's like number one. But I changed it myself when I moved to California. I was a teenager. To BB, connect the dots. And I recently found out that in Chinese it means urethra. One man search engine. But I'm gonna keep this one for a while. And I'm doing this for the first time because I don't really feel whole unless I have some kind of secret shame to keep from my parents. And usually that's like a tattoo or a boyfriend, but I don't have anything right now. It's a little dry. But it's not for lack of trying. I'm on Tinder, as you guys know. Maybe. But there's just things I look for in a guy. Like, here are some things. Vegan, but still enjoys the thrill of the hunt. Just make that. I'm not vegan, but just I want him to be a dick to almost everyone except me, so I feel special. I just want to like punch through a crowd to get my drink. Like that would be so. Just one date where I don't have to stand there awkwardly like waiting to see who's gonna get it. I would prefer no burners. No Burning Man, but like respect that I'm Sun in Aquarius, Pisces ascending, Sailor Mercury type kind of sensitive soul. And this is the hard one. I want him to be monogamous, which so the last person I dated was Polly, and that's why it didn't work out eventually. And he got married last weekend, for real. And I did, and you're like, a lot of people ask me, why would a poly person get married? Isn't that part of their shtick? Like, they want to love more people, but let me learn you something about poly, because I'm an expert now. It's like, how I understand it, it's like food and sex are similar. So, food metaphor, say you're eating a burger, but you also have your eye on this ice cream, and you're ready to commit to both. So some people might not like eating ice cream on their burger, but some people like eating ice cream on their burger. That's how I got through that. That's what I do. And then before I go, I guess I'll try some one-liners because sometimes when I'm at work, I don't let myself pee so I can feel a sense of urgency. I'll never forget the day I learned the difference between a therapist and the rapist. Just a tiny difference. And Ruba Dooba Dooba, 3 men in a tuba. Next is Trishna.
I never thought I would be able to do this. And it's so funny to like think back at the year and see how I made all these little steps that almost was like a perfect storm that got me to this seemingly spontaneous decision because like I started writing more on Twitter at the beginning of the year because I love using Twitter as like a place to test one-liners and just comedy. Started following a bunch of comedians on Twitter, gained some followers. Then I was like, I should probably teach copywriting because I needed something else to do that was fulfilling. Started going up there, talking in front of people, like, just teaching lessons. But I was a hot mess that first day of class. That was probably way harder than the stand-up because I was in front of real students and I wanted to benefit them. And I didn't really have a plan, and I sort of winged it. Bad idea. Um, I was like in a cold sweat for 3 hours during that class. But then slowly I started doing this channel, and that got me more comfortable with just verbal performance and being in front of the camera and not worrying about what I look like, which was a huge distraction for most of my life. Um, just hating to see myself in photos and on video and hearing my own voice, amplified, which sounds like an alien. I'm like, this isn't me. But so it was weird, like all of those things, and dating like some comedians, just like seeing what they're capable of, and really realizing that like I could probably do that. Like I've been to so many comedy nights now in my area, and they're all. I mean, I'm not as good as any of these people, but it should certainly makes it seem less intimidating and more possible, especially when you see people who like are also still starting out. So it was fucking awesome yesterday. Had a couple other people who were new, and then just met a lot of really awesome people who like immediately Facebook friended me and added me to some of these stand-up like comedy groups that are like not public, like more like underground, especially for women. There's a really cool one for women in the Bay Area, and I did realize actually another thing that really lit a fire under me was that it is such a male dominated field. Like, obviously, we know this pretty much. Any leadership position in any field and entertainment industry, and especially like comedy, because how dare women be funny? But I noticed this a lot based from the shows I've been going to lately, like the more like established shows where people actually get paid and there's like a drink minimum. I went to one where it was all white male, and the host who introduced them was like half black female, and like that's no coincidence. Like they really need to like get some other people in the actual showcase who aren't white male. It was freaking ridiculous. Like in California, at this very famous place, and then later I found out it was like notorious for having that kind of vibe. So yeah, I'm a little bit tired of hearing about what men have to say, and that just makes me want to keep going out there. Now, I don't really feel like it's addictive. Like I don't need that fix. I don't. I think that if I don't push myself, it'll be really easy for me to never do this again. But another part of me is like think of the community and think of people who want to see something new. Like I always love seeing something new, especially Asian female comedians, and that just happens so rarely. So definitely going to go to back to this night, which is bi-weekly, and there's another one a little bit out farther from me that is also for women, run by people I've admired for years now. So I'm going to do those two open mics, and hopefully this will be the beginning of like a really fun new hobby and social activity. Um, I'm just gonna post this one because it's my first and it's so weird. But anyone can do it. Like if you ever wanted to perform or anything and you feel like a total wallflower, just like being behind the scenes like me, like I mean dream job. I don't want to be in front of a camera. I want to be a writer. But if you just want to do it for any reason, it's not going to kill you. So, if you liked this, give me a thumbs up. I've never said that before, but I think that's fun. Hit that subscribe button, smash that follow, smang that like. I don't really know. Kick it, punch it, bop it. We will see you next time. Bye. I just want to give an update on my no contact with my family situation right now. It has been almost 3 weeks, I think. Yeah. Part of that time I was gone, so that wasn't too difficult. But I'm ready to do a month at least, and it's not like a lifelong thing by any means. but I still feel like it's really benefiting me, and I still feel these huge changes. I mean, I think doing stand up was part of that, part of one of the ripple effects of having this freedom from my parents, as well as thinking about moving and going to a different city to scope it out and see if I could live there. But yeah, it's not forever. It's just going to continue for a little while. And surprisingly, they've been really respectful. Um, my dad will text me an emoji once in a while because he's like a 17-year-old boy, but he'll just text me an emoji and I'll respond with something positive just to show him that like I'm alive, I'm breathing, and I'm thriving. But I haven't heard from my mom at all. It's so weird. Like your parents never do what you think they're gonna do. Like I never knew how they would take it. Like which one you always think like which one's gonna be the cool parent, which one's gonna be the weird parent, blah blah. And I just didn't know my mom would be so respectful. And I'm not sure if she's hurting or if she just doesn't really care because she's always been kind of like checked out. But I'll find out soon enough, maybe in a couple more months.